Have you ever caught yourself pondering a problem for what feels like eternity, only to realize you haven't moved an inch closer to a solution? It's a common trap, and today, we're tackling it head-on. Join us as we explore the differences between overthinking and problem-solving, so you can shift from spinning your wheels to cruising towards solutions. And hey, stick around till the end, because I've got a game-changing bonus tip for you. It's something you won't want to miss. So, ready to break free from the mental merry-go-round? Let's jump right in. 1. Identifying overthinking. All right, let's kick things off by getting to know our main troublemaker, overthinking. Picture this. You're lying in bed, staring at the ceiling, and your brain is on a non-stop round-the-world trip of what-ifs and but-whys. Sounds familiar, right? Overthinking is like having an inner DJ who just loves playing the same worry tracks over and over again. And let's be honest, it's exhausting. So, how do you know if you're overthinking or just being thorough? Well, it's all about the vibe of your thoughts. If you're going in circles, feeling stuck, and not coming up with any real solutions, chances are you're overthinking. Now, spotting overthinking is step 1. It's about catching yourself when your mind starts to spiral. You might notice you're replaying conversations from 3 years ago, or inventing problems that haven't even happened. When you catch yourself doing this, give yourself a gentle nudge like, "Hey brain, let's park that thought for now." Remember, recognizing when you're overthinking is a big deal. It's the first step to cutting through that noise and making space for more helpful, solution-focused thinking. And trust me, your brain will thank you for the break. 2. The traps of overthinking. Now that we know how to spot overthinking, let's talk about why it's such a sneaky trap. You see, overthinking tricks you into feeling productive. It's like you're on a hamster wheel running like there's no tomorrow. But guess what? You're not actually going anywhere. It's the ultimate illusion of being busy without actually being effective. Think about it like scrolling through your phone for hours. You're doing something, but are you really accomplishing anything? Not so much. The real kicker with overthinking is that it's like quicksand. The more you think, the deeper you sink. You end up stuck in your head, creating problems that weren't even there in the first place. It's like worrying about rain when you're indoors. Why bother, right? But when you're in the thick of it, it all feels very real and very urgent. But here's the thing. Overthinking also takes a toll on your mood and energy. Ever noticed how drained you feel after a long session of worrying about stuff you can't control? That's overthinking sapping your energy. It's like your brain has run a marathon without moving an inch. 3. Effective problem-solving techniques. Okay, we've talked about the whole overthinking ordeal. Now let's switch gears and focus on something more productive, actual problem-solving. This is the superhero skill that's going to help you climb out of the overthinking pit and get back on track. First up, let's break it down. Problem-solving is like solving a puzzle. You don't start with all the pieces everywhere. You start with the corners and edges to frame it out. Similarly, with any problem, start by identifying what you know and what you need to find out. It's like making a grocery list before hitting the store. It keeps you focused and efficient. Next, prioritize. Not all problems are created equal. Decide which ones need your immediate attention and which ones can wait. It's like choosing what to binge watch. See, some shows are just more binge-worthy. Apply the same principle to your problems. Tackle the biggies first and save the smaller ones for later. Now, here's a game changer. Break the problem into smaller, bite-sized pieces. Trying to solve a big issue all at once is like trying to eat a whole pizza in one bite. Overwhelming and pretty much impossible. Take it slice by slice, or in this case, step by step. Lastly, take action. All the planning in the world won't help if you don't take that first step. It's like wanting to get fit, you gotta start with that first workout. Even if it's just a small step, it's a step in the right direction. Problem solving is about moving forward, even if it's just a little at a time. So next time you find yourself spiraling into overthinking, pause and switch to problem-solving mode. It's about progress, not perfection. Hit that like button if you're enjoying the insights so far and drop a comment below with your thoughts. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe for more personal development advice. 4. Mindfulness and present moment awareness. Next up, let's chat about mindfulness and living in the moment. Ever noticed how overthinking usually involves either past regrets or future worries? It's like your brain is a time traveler that hardly ever enjoys the present. But here's where mindfulness swings in. It brings your mind back to what's happening right now. Think of mindfulness as the anti-overthinking superhero. It's not about emptying your mind or stopping thoughts completely. Instead, it's about noticing your thoughts without getting lost in them. Imagine you're sitting by a river, watching your thoughts float by like leaves in the water. You see them, but you don't jump in and chase them downstream. Bringing yourself back to the present can be as simple as focusing on your breath or the sensations in your body. Ever tried just sitting and really feeling the weight of your body on the chair, or focusing on the rhythm of your breathing? It's kind of grounding, right? And the more you practice this, the less hold overthinking has on you. You start to realize that you don't have to attend every thought party your brain throws. This doesn't mean you'll never worry again, but you'll get better at not letting those worries take the wheel and drive you nuts. 5. Setting boundaries with your thoughts. All right, moving on, let's tackle the idea of setting boundaries. But we're not talking about the kind you set with people. We're diving into setting boundaries with your own thoughts. Yes, it's a thing, and yes, it can be a game changer. Think about it, you set boundaries in other areas of your life, right? So why not with your thoughts too? Setting a boundary with your thoughts is like having a friendly bouncer in your mind. It's about knowing when to say, okay, that's enough, to the endless stream of worries and what-ifs. For example, when you catch yourself going down a worry spiral about something that's out of your hands, gently remind yourself, I'm focusing only on what I can control. Now I get it. Easier said than done, right? But here's the thing. With practice, you'll get better at it. Start small. Notice when you're overthinking and say to yourself, not now. It's like muting notifications on your phone. Sometimes you just need to silence the chatter to focus on what really matters. Setting boundaries with your thoughts is not about suppression. It's about regulation and choice. By doing this, you're reducing stress and freeing up space for more positive and productive thinking. 6. Seeking external perspectives. You know how sometimes you're so caught up in your own head that everything seems way bigger than it probably is? That's where talking to someone else comes into play. It's like when you're trying to solve a puzzle and someone walks by and instantly sees where the missing piece goes. Fresh eyes, fresh perspective. Getting someone else's take can help you break out of that overthinking loop. You're not dumping your problems on someone else, but rather getting a different angle on things. Maybe they've been in a similar spot, or maybe they just see things differently because they're not in the middle of it all. Now, I'm not saying to go and talk to just anyone. Choose someone you trust, someone who's good at listening and maybe has been a voice of reason before. And don't just look for someone who'll agree with everything you say. Sometimes what you need is not a nodding head, but a new perspective. Remember, it's okay to ask for help or another opinion. It doesn't mean you're not capable. It means you're smart enough to know that two heads can be better than one. So next time you find yourself spiraling, consider reaching out. It could be just the thing to snap you out of overthinking and back into action. Plus, it's a good reminder that you're not alone in this. Everyone overthinks from time to time, but it's what you do about it that counts. And now, the moment you've been waiting for, the bonus tip: embrace uncertainty. Yep, that's the big secret. Life is full of unknowns, and guess what? That's totally okay. The trick is to get comfortable with not having all the answers. So, how do you start getting cozy with uncertainty? First off, remind yourself that it's normal not to have everything figured out. No one does, no matter how much it seems like they do. It's like improvising in cooking. Sometimes the best dishes come from not following the recipe to the letter. Overthinking often comes from a fear of what might happen in the future. But when you start accepting that the future is going to unfold one way or another, regardless of how much you dwell on it, you begin to release that fear. Give it a try. Next time you catch yourself getting tangled up in what-ifs, take a deep breath and remind yourself that it's okay not to have all the answers. Embracing uncertainty doesn't mean giving up control. You're just understanding that some things are just beyond your control, and that's liberating. So, let's embrace the unknown and enjoy the ride. Up next, learn how to stop negative self-talk, or gain some tips on setting healthy boundaries. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.